All right, let's talk about measuring flavorings and some seasonings. So I'm gonna pick on our bottle of vanilla here, and whatever bottle your flavoring comes in, we obviously wanna be really careful when we're pouring this out because it can come out at a pretty fast rate. So these you're typically using a measuring spoon because not a lot is needed because a little bit goes a long way. So it's really important that when you measure out your flavoring, have some kind of a cup underneath what you're measuring. So that way if you ended up pouring too much, it goes into this little bowl, and then you can hopefully save it by putting it back into the container. Now, with a liquid like this, obviously you're not going to be able to level this off, so you just want to fill it to as close to that top of the spoon as you can get it, and then that would be your measurement. Now, when you have your measurement, let's say nothing spilled in this bowl, or maybe you have like this extra measuring cup nearby. If I'm up at the supply table, I'm going to pour this into one of these two things because now I can walk around freely. If these aren't as balanced, I'm not gonna lose that measurement. Whereas if I try to take this and do a little balancing act back to my kitchen, I'm almost guaranteed to lose some product because even if I have really good balance, that doesn't mean somebody isn't gonna bump into me, turn around into me, and then all of a sudden I lose what I just measured. So do put your measurement into something that can be a little bit more mobile. That'll help you out. So that's how we would measure out a flavoring. And let's talk quick about how we would measure out some seasonings. So I've got a couple different containers here, pretty typical of what we'd find at the grocery store. I'm gonna start with these little ones first. A lot of times what students will do is they'll just move the top and then they'll try to sprinkle into a measuring spoon. And unfortunately that loses a lot of ingredient, and we're not gonna do that. That's not the preferred way. So what I want you to see is that the label is made of this sticker like material, and right here at the seam I can actually start pulling on this, and it's perforated around the top. So when I start pulling, if I get a good grip, it's gonna start just pulling off this top layer of the sticker. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna treat this kind of like a jelly jar or a pickle lid, and I'm gonna righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and this whole thing will come off. Now what I can do is I can take my measuring spoon, dip in to get my measurement, and then whatever I have in here, I go ahead and just level it off with my knife, and that's how I can get my measurement. So that's a lot better way, more accurate way to get our measurement without losing a bunch of ingredients because I'm trying to use one of these sprinkle spouts. Just don't use those. We're gonna stay away from those. So twist it off, remove that sticker if you need to, and you should be good to go. Now, the other containers we have, they will have either a sprinkle spout built in, or sometimes it's actually a plastic piece that sits right on this lip of the container. Those can pop off. So if you're able to pop that off, do so, and then you can just dunk your measuring spoon in, level it off, and then get your measurement that way. So again, we wanna stay away from anything that sprinkles out, because to sprinkle this into a measuring spoon, it's gonna go all over the place and I'm gonna lose product. And when it comes to things like herbs and spices, they're just spendy enough that it's gonna start to add up and impact my grocery bill over time. So that's how we can measure seasonings, that's how we'll measure out flavorings, and we'll continue on from there.